Jimbo called his shot before the season last year, like he was Babe Ruth, and it happened. So Nick Saban, he not gonna say it in the press conference, man. But you already know Nick Saban since the clock hit 00. Nick Saban didn't care what happened. He's like, next year, I'm gonna make sure I beat Jimbo.
The fanatic, where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk, you know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina, upstate, 864. Yeah, the FANATTIC, the fanatic, where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I see.
Welcome into the Fanatic Sports Channel for sports fans by sports fans. It's your boy Coach I.
And I'm the stat guy.
That's right, man. We back in the lab for another one of our not preview video, but the games that we think are the big games that's coming in each conference. Today, as you can see up top, top 5 SEC games where it just means more. Top 5 SEC games in 2022. All right, Jeff, this is our wheelhouse. I'm a Georgia alum. You're a Gamecock. Before you use the stat guy, you just the delusional Gamecock fan. How you feeling before we get into this video?
Hey man, this is the one I've been looking forward to. You already know we're some SEC homers. We try to hide it sometimes we don't. And so, man, looking at this, we had about 17 games that we tried to get down to 5. Like, we thought about just breaking up the whole day conference. So, man,
I know.
SEC.
Let us tell it every week in the SEC is a big week, baby. Even when Vandy's playing Tennessee. Hey, on to the games, man. And you guys out there, fans, let us know what games in the SEC you looking forward to, whether it be because it's a rivalry game or you just don't like that team, or if you think it's going to affect the outcome of the SEC championship participants. So we getting into it right now, man. Week 2. I think out of all the conferences that we've done, I think the SEC is the first one to have one in the first 2 weeks.
Well, of games that we've previewed, the Big Ten has a couple. The Big Ten has the Dublin, Ireland game, week 0, but Northwestern somebody, and now we talking about what we talk about, SEC, baby. Hit him with that week 2. You already know.
Week 2. This is Arkansas versus South Carolina. This is one of the big games because Shane Beamer's created a lot of buzz for the Gamecock Nation down in Columbia, South Carolina. And Sam Pittman has done the same out in Fayetteville. So it's like you're starting this season, man, after you play your opening cupcake. It's time to get it in, man. And honestly, if either one of these teams want to finish in the top 3 on their respective sides, you can't lose this game right here. Because if you lose to this team, your schedule doesn't do it. I think Arkansas and South Carolina, both of them definitely have a case for a harder schedule in the SEC. So for South Carolina, hey man, y'all got to go to Arkansas. Y'all got to go see. Sam Pittman gonna have them guys in the trenches. Is Spencer Rattler, everything you guys thought he would be, and how is he gonna handle it playing in Arkansas?
Hey man, just for the word out, the last time we were in Fayetteville, 52-7, go Cox. Hold the Hawks. Hold them.
Who was playing running back and who was playing quarterback?
Well, we haven't played. No, you know what? That would have been 2017, I believe, was our last year there. Ugh.
Got you. 2017 was Jake Bentley, dog.
Putting up stats. Not putting up stats.
Jake Bentley. Had to be 2017. Y'all came to that was Jake Bentley, man, because 2017 y'all came into Athens and wore one on our way to our national championship appearance. But I digress. The second game on the list is involving Arkansas as well. Week 4. This is what I'm saying. Arkansas can't afford to lose to South Carolina, then follow that up in week 4, playing in Jerry's World against TAMU. That's Texas A&M. Jimbo, people saying he done bought a recruiting class. I don't say, hey man, Jimbo say he's playing within the rules like what everybody else do. He said he's not a hard guy to come find. So, Jimbo say he want the smoke. And Arkansas beat Jimbo last year though. So this is a get back game for them Aggies.
So this game has a little bit more meaning to it too. For the old heads in the comments, this is a game that dates back to the Southwest Conference. They now Southwest Classic. Man, two schools that just hate up, don't like each other. And so you're looking at that, man. We talked about it in ACC. The ACC on the coastal side has the 3-team round robin, with the SEC has the same thing in the West. You 3 weeks in a row, fixing to do the games. You got Arky, TAMU, and Bama, kind of the three-headed monster in the West. They're just going to beat each other up and see what happens.
I know.
So,
and for those Ole Miss fans out there, I got y'all right up in the thick of things with Arkansas. I think Arkansas, TAMU, I'm going to stop calling y'all TAMU. Y'all might not like that. Texas A&M, Arkansas, Ole Miss are going to round out the top 4 in the West. I do think Bama will win the West, but I could be wrong. We'll see what injuries and transfer portal. You know, you got Bryce Young throwing passes to the reigning Biletnikoff winner. So if he goes to Alabama, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I know A&M got him last year, but Alabama still end up going to the SEC championship.
And on top of that, though, before last year, A&M has owned Arkansas, winning 9 straight. So we'll see, though. Hey, you're playing in Jerry World. Jerry Jones is an Arkansas graduate. Go do it for the Cowboys owner. I don't know what to say. Good luck to you.
Listen,
because like you said, it don't get no easier.
I'll be rooting for Arkansas just because I like Pittman. I don't dislike Jimbo, but I like Pittman. He was once a dog coach. He's a likable guy. He he's straight up. He just keeps it 100. So hey man, like Pittman said, hopefully they get that win and you get a yes sir out of them. You know what I mean? Listen, week 5. This is what I'm talking about. It could be every week. This is Arkansas as well. This is Alabama versus Arkansas. Alabama beat Arkansas last year, but it was by no means an easy win. I think if Arkansas is gonna, plant a flag to say, hey, we're here to compete, you can't get blown out in this game. You need to try to win this game, but you definitely can't get blown out, or it's just gonna look like, old school Arkansas. They got to go to Fayetteville, so it might be a little different. We're going to see. Like I say, week 2, week 4, week 5, Arkansas getting it in.
So, and week 5, for those paying attention, is loaded this year on the college football slate. Games galore across all the conferences. But as far as Arkansas, Bama is concerned, Bama's won 14 straight, won 11 of them by double digits. And it ain't pretty. You say you can't get one out. Bama loves to beat up on some Arkansas like it's their little sister. So Arkansas fans, hey, they do have to go to Fayetteville. I feel bad for you week 2. Maybe y'all have a better luck calling the Hogs in week 5 against Bama. But good luck to you.
Hey, I'm not saying it's impossible, man. Maybe Sam Pittman and the Hogs can shock the world up there in Fayetteville. You know how big. Listen, man, that'll all be all over College Game Day final. I don't care what their rank. Arkansas could be undefeated going into that game if they beat Alabama. And Alabama could, in some crazy world be winless, and it still would be a huge victory. So we'll see what happens in week 5, man. Follow that up in week 6. Alabama, back to back, baby. Then they got to play them Texas A&M Aggies, man. Jimbo called his shot before the season last year, like he was Babe Ruth, and it happened. So Nick Saban, he not gonna say it in the press conference, man. But you already know Nick Saban since the clock hit 00. Nick Saban didn't care what happened. He's like, next year I'm gonna make sure I beat Jimbo.
Well, and Jimbo's got to head to Titletown, Tuscaloosa, and that you want to talk about try not to get blown out. That thing. Don't let Bama jump you early, because Bama jumps them early. We know Nick Saban's good to roll somebody they shouldn't be rolling and make it ugly in a heartbeat.
For real, man. Listen, this could be one of those games, like you say, if Alabama jump out early, man, and Nick Saban start remembering 2021, man. And before we know it, it could be like 41-17.
Not a care in the world. Be out there. Bryce Young still tossing dimes in the fourth quarter. Up by 4 scores, man. They might let this thing ride. And it's not the same as the BCS era. It's not style of victory. Now it's just all about getting the win.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, it was all about how you won, how you beat people. You ain't got to do what Nebraska and Miami used to do, running it up on people anymore. But that might come out anyway. if Nick Saban gets a chance to release the dogs on him.
Yeah.
Look
I'm
out.
not saying Alabama's winning. Definitely right now. We'll, of course, preview that game. We'll have my friend on old Sideline Sports account from Twitter for the Texas A&M Aggies. He'll come on and give us what he thinks. He's a pretty level-headed bloke. I like using that word. But I just want to know how Haynes King is going to work out at quarterback. I know he was going into the year, this past year, he was a starter till he got hurt. But we haven't seen him for a full season, so we'll see how that work out. Finally,
Have the LSU transfer Johnson at quarterback if he doesn't work out. So they do have a little plan B. So
that's right. So Aggie fans, get in. I know I want all Aggie fans to get in. You know, tell us what y'all thinking right now so we can hold you accountable whether you were right or not. We already know Bama fans probably think they're gonna win the game. So one day we'll probably have to get my boy College Football with Jonathan Lewis. Go check his channel out on YouTube because he's a level-headed Alabama fan and he'll give us the straight business on what he thinks that's going to happen in that game. Now, the only reason why this game comes in at number 5 is because it's the last game as far as the games we picked out in the actual schedule as far as time-wise. It's week 10. It's UGA versus Tennessee. I have Tennessee finishing second in the East to UGA, of course, but this is the one team that I see in the East that can score as many points as I believe Georgia will be able to score this year. You know, Hypo got that up-tempo offense, I think, per play, you know, rest between plays or whatever, how much time lapses in between plays was the shortest for Tennessee than any other team in the nation. They got Hendon Hooker coming back. Honestly, man, like in the first quarter, like, you know, when you watch the game between Georgia and Tennessee, man, last year, it was like Georgia had time trying to adjust, and it's going to be interesting to see how our front seven is going to adjust this year. But we get them at home, and it's in week 10, so hopefully by then we'll have, you know, us a new, I guess, glue to our front 4, front 7, that is.
Right, and so Georgia, Tennessee, man, you want to talk about just some people that don't like each other.
We hate that orange. We hate it.
From 1988 to 1999, you were 0-9. Tennessee obviously won the title in 98. But you know what? In the year 2000, them boys had to come between the hedges. Y'all pulled up the win, and the only time in Georgia history, y'all rushed the field, tore down the goalposts, and good old Larry Munson with the call. We might get fined $11,000 for this, but we just beat the Vols by 11.
That's right.
Man.
That's right. Shout out to my boy QC. That is Quincy Carter, my former classmate and Georgia Bulldog quarterback, for pulling off the win. We were getting mollywopped by Tennessee every year I was in school. I was in school from 95 to 2000, dog. And I'm telling you, it's like when I seen Tennessee coming, like, well, we'll take this L. I mean, but it just was what it was. I mean, my freshman year, we played Tennessee close, but then Peyton Manning pulled a play out of his butt, and he couldn't ever win a natty, but he sure could beat those dogs, even though my boy Kirby got him a couple of picks off of Peyton Manning while he was there.
There you go. And so, and for the Tennessee fans out there, I didn't forget y'all either. 2007, you jumped out on the dogs early in Knoxville. You ended up pulling out the win, costing Georgia a shot at the SEC championship. Yeah, y'all did turn around and lose the SEC championship to LSU, but you gave us probably one of the more memorable New Year's Six games of allowing Georgia to absolutely curb stomp the animal that was Hawaii.
At least they thought they was an animal until they played a pissed off Georgia. So Tennessee did spoil our you know, potential championship run that year. You know, Tennessee always doing crazy stuff like that. Like Kirby's second year, you know, we played Tennessee, and actually it was his first year. We played Tennessee, and we throw the pass. Easton throws the pass to Riley Ridley, catches it in the end zone. We're thinking we're gonna walk away with a win, and then Tennessee wins with the Hail Mary. Like, you know, that's the last time they won, but it was in Athens, and I didn't like that. So, just like I say, man, listen, I ain't gonna lie, man. 2019, me and my wife, for my birthday, my wife took me to the Georgia-Tennessee game. Tennessee, listen, man, I like going to Tennessee Stadium. Their fans actually wasn't that bad at the game. Now, if you talk to the fans on Twitter or Facebook or anywhere on social media now, you might get a different story. But at the game, they was nice, hospitable. You know, they was like, they wasn't talking a lot of trash. Maybe it's because they knew they was going to lose. I don't know. They had a pretty decent team that year, but, you know, it was what it was. So I like going to the game. I've been to like 3 games in Knoxville. So I like to take a trip to Knoxville. There ain't much to do other than football in Knoxville, but I definitely like going to the game.
See, for me, can't stand Rocky Top. They play it all night long, get stuck in your head, just drives you crazy, wants to make you jump off the stadium. And look, as a Gamecock, I don't like any kind of orange. I don't care what your shade of orange looks like. From Fort Orange, Texas, to whatever that purple and whatever color Clemson wants to wear, that Florida orange, that Tennessee orange just makes me sick. And y'all can say it's because I'm a hater because we can't beat them. But you know what? I'm a hater, but we're going to run the table this year. South Carolina taking over the SEC. Get you some.
Okay. I see right now the delusion is coming back out of that guy. He forgot who he was for a minute, but we're gonna let that slide, man, because we in the way too early part of the season and we just having fun. We'll reel him back in as it gets closer to time for the kickoff of the season, man. I mean, these some banging games, man, but I mean, honestly, we could have picked from a slew of games, like you kind of stated at the beginning of the episode, man. Like, we had a long list, and we're trying to cut it down to 5, especially because, you know, we fans of the SEC. I mean, we could have went with Florida LSU just because of the game itself, not because we think either of them are gonna. I mean, you know, they still can possibly get to the SEC championship, but really more for entertainment value. It's always a good game. I mean, you got Alabama, Tennessee. I think Alabama Tennessee might be a good game.
Yeah.
So
third week in October, third Saturday in October, fun little rivalry.
Yeah.
But to me, I think it was the Ole Miss Bama. I think that was the last one that I wanted to let go of because, man, something about Lane Kiffin going up against Bama. They're gonna hang the points. I mean, he's just a fun guy to be around. So, but they're trying to put it all together this year. I mean, obviously, replacing Matt Carroll, they got the transfer, but what are they going to look like? So the SEC is going to be fun times.
Yeah, man. I mean, let's see if Spencer Rattler can help y'all get over those Kentucky Wildcat blues. You know what I'm saying? Because last 8 games, man, y'all lost 7 out of the 8, man.
So, and to me, you know, the Arkansas game is big because it's the first SEC game. But I will tell you right now, the Kentucky game, I really think is I believe it's week 5 or week 6. It's week 5. Kentucky's week 5. That's going to make or break our season. We could very easily be 4-1, or we could very easily be 3-3 or 2-4 after that week. I mean, you just never. So that game is going to be so important to. Are we going to be 6-6? Are we going to be 5-7? Or do we have a shot to have another really good year and go 8-4, 9-3?
So if you had to choose right now on the spot, because you know we can replay this, if you had to choose, you want to beat Arkansas or you want to beat Kentucky? You can't have both. Right now, if you have to choose.
Arkansas. We play Arkansas before Georgia. Give me the big win. Then let's go take care of Georgia. Because if we lose Arkansas, then obviously we're in trouble. If I can only take one, guaranteed.
Take Georgia.
If I can only take one guaranteed, give me Arkansas and let's get the thing rolling. Yeah, you already know I ain't afraid of no dogs. Let's go. Hey.
Oh man, you know, little brother. I'll tell you what, it's always funny. Hey man, in the off season, guess what? Everybody's undefeated.
Hey, to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and at least we get our shot.
And we are the man, by the way. That does it for the SEC, man. Let's recap them games, man. Week 2, Arkansas versus South Carolina. Week 4, Arkansas versus A&M. Week 5, Alabama at Arkansas. Week 6, Alabama versus Texas A&M. And Week 10, UGA versus the Volunteers. Anything else you got to wrap before we wrap this up about the SEC, Stat Guy?
Nah, man, y'all don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Y'all can hate on us for us being some SEC homers, but it's okay. Our conference is just better than yours. Just got to live with it.
It means more. It just means more. SEC
SEC. So that guy, this is Coach Al, the Fan Addict. We out of here.
We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the Fan Addict, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gon' eat everything up off they plate?